guys, Imogenia here. Welcome to my channel and welcome to another Sims 4 speed build. Today I'm doing a collab with Beeley, which is spelled B-E-E-L-E-Y, and we're creating the first 2 homes for the Not So Berry challenge. If you have not done so already, please subscribe and hit that like button. And also, I have to say huge thanks to Beeley for collabing with me, and you guys should go check out her channel. She has some great casts, let's plays, and some great builds on there. If you guys want to go see those, I've linked all of her socials as well as her channel down below. You guys probably already know what the Not So Berry challenge is, but I'm just going to explain it really quick. It is a 10 generation legacy challenge where each main person of each generation has a certain color of hair, has to master a couple different skills, has to finish off their aspiration and their career, which is specified for each generation, and they have specific traits as well. So I picked the mint color, which is the first generation, and their traits are vegetarian, jealous, materialistic. They have to master the chief of mischief aspiration and the scientist career. So the person I built this house for is a mischievous scientist, career driven, loves pranks and luxury. And I actually found it was kind of hard to make this house, like the first house in the challenge, be so luxurious and materialistic and have a lot of things in them. I mean, that's not hard for me to do, but I find it hard because I know that online you can use the free real estate cheat for the first home that you get, but I wanted it to kind of be cheaper so then you could afford things in it for it to be harder, because I don't want to create a house that's like over the top and have... The challenge is really hard to do, but I know that there's probably some people out there that don't like starting with a home that's like too unrealistic, I guess. And online, I know it says you can use cheats for money, but it's like you can't use them that much. So again, I wanted to make this house like a little cheaper, and I think I haven't seen Beeley's build yet. I think her house will probably be a little bit bigger than this one. So this is on a 20 by 15 lot. It's only, I mean, it's still kind of expensive because I can't help it with putting things in decorations because otherwise it just doesn't look good to me. But the house is 50,000 simoleons about. It's almost like 51,000 simoleons. I did put that little garbage that makes money for you when you put stuff in it. It kind of looked good with the build because it had some blues and greens and kind of mixed in with the mint well, but it's a little out of place. And at first I wanted to make the house look like it was kind of more rustic and cheap, but then I forgot that the mint girl likes luxury, so I had to switch out some of the items to be more like updated and not as kind of, it wasn't like country, but I used a lot of stuff from Cats and Dogs, and a lot of stuff in that pack kind of is cheaper, but it kind of looks like anything that you would get at a thrift store kind of thing, which is why I love the pack so much. But again, I was like, I had to switch it out. And I also tried to use the mint green windows, as you see, and for some reason that was much harder than I thought it was going to be, because it's not like we have many swatches of other items that matches that for the exterior of the build. And so I just made it kind of a lighthouse and had to use more whites because I felt like it went well, but it still kind of stands out to me. I just really wanted to use the windows because I felt like this is the perfect opportunity to use mint windows. I mean, when else are you gonna do that unless it's like some weird pastel rainbow home, which I kind of want to do, but I think it worked out. And also, this girl is the chief of mischief aspiration, and I wanted to make it kind of look like bad girl or bad boy type, you know? But again, with the mint green and black is so extreme, and if I made the house look dark and mint green, I feel like it would have looked very tacky. I think I tried it like off screen or something. I might have cut through when I was going through some of the wallpapers because I was like, it's hard to make it work with that very specific color for an exterior of a house, you know? And I just want to disclose with you that the 3rd floor is not usable. I'm sorry. I mean, I've seen a lot of people do that where they add a 2nd floor that's kind of small, but it's not really usable. Like, I know it's very common to do that, but it just made the house look so much better. I wish you could put roofs on half walls, or you can make different rooms, different like height of of ceilings or walls. I think that they will add that to the game eventually. I genuinely do think that, because I don't know how hard it is to do. I'm not sure, but then that means you could do split leveling so much easier, and you can do that kind of thing. I don't know. Or if you could make one floor of the build be a half wall. I just want to be able to put roofs on roofs. I don't even know what to say. Roofs or roofs? What do you think? I want to put roofs on half walls. I want to be able to do that, and I don't think that should be that hard to do. I mean, I don't think it should. I just wish we were able to kind of lift it up with the Alt-9 keys. If we could do that, that would be amazing. I feel like it would change building so much just for that one little fact, because then you can make it seem like the rooms are different heights of ceilings and stuff, even though it's not real. I mean, technically you could do that, because then you could delete the floor, but then there's this weird thing where if you don't have a floor of a roof, the color doesn't match the actual wall of the room, and then the lights, if you put lights on the ceilings, they're just floating in air, and it just looks kind of dumb. So on the upstairs, I have 2 bedrooms. One is the Mint Girl's bedroom, and I actually didn't overdo it with Mint, because I felt like at some points, like especially the kitchen, it's like borderline too much, but it's not too much in my opinion. I mean, since The Sims is kind of fake, I feel like I could do a house that's kind of ridiculous looking if I wanted to, but I decided not to, because I felt like it didn't make it even look that great. So for the secondary colors, I kind of used a yellow/tan color because I felt like that went well, and I almost kind of went for some pinks too, but the 10th generation in this challenge is the pink generation, as it should be because it's pink. Oh my god. But I didn't want to make things be too pink, and the Rose Girl's bedroom, which is upstairs, and it's cluttered with so many toys and stuff because she's supposed to be kind of spoiled. And I added some pinks to her room, but not very many. I mainly made it red because there's a pink generation. Like, I didn't want to make it too pink because, I don't know. I guess you could have 2 pink generations if you wanted to, but there's also a peach generation, and that's kind of like pinky orangey. And if you wanted to combine red and pink, it's like it could turn into peachy colors as well, because we don't have that many swatches of some items, and when I'm trying to match just one specific color, it's kind of hard because the swatches aren't exactly the same. I mean, if we had the Sims 3 color wheel, that would make everything so much easier, but I don't think that's gonna happen. But also in the Mint Girl's bedroom, I added some Bb.showobjects, which are kind of like collectible items because she's so into science and stuff. I'm actually not sure if in one of the generations you have to do the collector aspiration. You probably have to. I don't remember. Maybe I should look it up, but I felt like for the science career, it makes sense to have like some random jewels and rocks sitting about. And then my favorite part about upstairs, I know I'm not doing it right now, but I added the little beakers on her dresser. Like, there's this item that comes with Get to Work, I think. Yeah, Get to Work with the scientist career. And it's just a bunch of really small beakers and like test tubes and stuff are just sitting on her dresser, which I think it's kind of out of place, but I think it's fitting. And I was able to add a little office area, which is usable with 2 of the scientist career like skill building items. And they're kind of squished in there, but they're still usable. And I'm so happy about that. Like, I thought I already did the whole build, and then when I was playtesting, I was like, watch nothing work. I had some trouble with the bed upstairs in the Mint Girl's room. Like, for some reason, I don't know if it was because of the shelves or anything, I couldn't get another sim on the other side of the bed, but I had to finesse it. It's not quite centered, so if you see that, like, just don't worry about it, because I had to do it in order for someone else to fit on the other side of the bed. And so you can have like a spouse or whatever, like once you get someone to have the Rose baby with you. And I also put a little bassinet in the Rose Girl's room because I did want you to be able to have another kid in this house. Even though it's a kind of scrunched up house, if you do have another kid, you could just probably make the office be another kid's room. Even though I did want to put the skill building items in there, because I think like for this challenge, I think you will need those, and you might need a new, bigger house, but I wanted this to be mainly a starting house. You could just bump out the walls on every side if you want to and just add some more stuff. I think that would be totally usable. And then you could actually bump out the walls more on the 3rd floor, and then you can actually use it as a bedroom. So that could work. Or the 3rd floor would look so good as just the little office. It would be like Chief of Mischief, Scientist Career, secret 3rd floor office attic area in like a little tower. That would be so cute. Maybe I should have just done that because you can use the free real estate cheat. But it's too late now, and I felt like it's on a 20 by 15, and if it was bigger, it might have looked a little bit too big for the lot, if you know what I mean, unless I made it a completely different style of house. But I mainly, for this build, wanted to make it usable for people who, like, will use money cheats, but not that much. Like, I didn't want to have people to cheat that much to get this house. I know I already said that, but I wanted to reiterate, because I haven't done like a starter house yet, and it turns out to be harder than I thought. And I definitely don't like doing starter houses unless it's for like more Sims and it's an interesting house like structure from the outside. I mean, I'll do a starter house soon, but this build was really the first one that was recording, and I realized that it's harder. I haven't done one in a while, so. Something also a little bit hard about this house shape that was probably my fault was the floor plan. I pretty much cut it all out because the house is so small and kind of square-like. I mean, it's not square-shaped by any means, but it just didn't work out the way I wanted it to, especially with the 2 doors to the backyard and the front just being directly from each other. And I personally don't like when the hallways are just too narrow, so I had to make the entryway kind of look really big. And I did put the desk and the really cheap computer right in the entryway, and I know that kind of might bother some people because if you're working on the computer, people are like walking through, but I don't think it's bad. Especially, I'm just happy that I was able to fit in a computer, it being kind of a cheaper house and it being such a small house, you know? I mean, it's not a tiny house by any means. Oh my gosh, what did you guys think of the new stuff pack trailer? I mean, I loved it so much. I mean, pretty much everyone loved it. I don't think anyone disliked it. I'm definitely gonna buy it as soon as it comes out. Like, I don't even have that many stuff packs, but I actually don't even care. I'm gonna buy that as soon as it comes out. I don't even know how many items will be in it because in each stuff pack there isn't actually that much in it, but I simply want it due to the fact that there's a new lot type. I think that's like the main reason I want it. It's not even because of the items. I mean, I don't have that many packs, so like, I mean, I have a lot of packs, okay, but I just compared to some other, like, especially builders on YouTube, it's like I don't really have very many. But I just love that there's a new lot type and it tells you it has to be an under 100 tiles big, and I'm gonna have so much fun with that because I do really like making small homes because you can make them really pretty and they're not as expensive, you know? So I don't know how to reduce bills that well. I always put so many lights in my builds too because I hate when my game isn't lit correctly, or like especially when I'm filming, it's like I need the room to be as bright as possible because I actually can't put a reshade in my game because my computer isn't that great or my laptop isn't that great, which sucks. Like, I've tried to and it looks so good, and actually when I'm playing it it's fine, but when I'm recording it for some reason it gets so laggy. So I do edit my video a little bit and just turn the brightness up just a tad and maybe the contrast up a little bit. But other than that, I remember my my video for the Hip City library, the 4-story one, that was the first video when I was using 2 different programs, and for some reason in the beginning of the video it was kind of strange and like I don't know what happens. I think it was while I was recording it because it was the first time I was recording on the computer after doing a factory reset. For some reason, I don't know if it was the settings or like the game, or I don't know, the recording ended up being kind of weird in the beginning, and it stops doing that. It's like kind of flashy. It's like very subtle, but it's enough to bother me so much to mention it in this video. Like I couldn't be bothered about it. But if you guys are still watching this video, thank you so much. It would mean a lot to me if you guys subscribe and press that like button. And also go over to Beeley's channel and subscribe to her. She has amazing videos and she brings out content every other day now. So definitely do that. A huge thanks to Beeley for collabing with me today, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!
Before you educate the head, try to educate the heart.